Hey, what's going on YouTube? It is Alto Sax 31. We are here, not necessarily live, but we are in Mission 18, starting off in the underground laboratory. And if you notice this time, there's a green fog in the air, which is some poison gas, so definitely be wary of that. Now pay attention to what I do right here. I hit these three cutlass, is I think what they're called, with the Yamato, the short range attack. And if you think that's pretty cool, they all go into a synchronized animation where they're hurt. And just like that, I turned this, what could be a potentially annoying fight, into a matter of seconds. So I hope you guys, if you want to learn how to do that, you go back, you try it, you get it to work. It took me a few tries to kind of nail that, but I found that once I was able to get that down, it made this early part of the mission so much easier, because those guys were really annoying. So I hope you like that. But definitely some more annoying enemies that you can't get past are these Gladius in this room, since it seems like there's just so many of them. So definitely shotgun's gonna be your best friend right here. At least that's the way I do it. You could always use Pandora with a little mini Gatling gun, but for some reason it just doesn't seem to work with me. So I just stick to my trusty old shotgun. I mean, a pretty interesting thing would be some kind of kill counter in this room, because I swear there's at least like 20 of them that show up. But it's also kind of confusing too sometimes when you try and hit them with a sword, and they kind of just get sent flying, but other times they don't. So I don't know if maybe it's an angle thing, but that's also partially annoying, since they're kind of just moving all over the place. And see, so once we have Trickster, we don't have to worry about getting hit, regardless of what the Gladius does. And I think this is the last one, so we're gonna try and make quick work of him, although it does drag on a little bit. Alright, and that should be it. So once we're done, fortunately we don't have to play Agnes, this dumb little chessboard game. We can just splice right through this area and just head on over. Though we will have to go back into the containment room and fight some more Gladiuses and some Angelos. So in this fight, to kind of focus, or in order to have focus on the Angelos, I try and take out the Gladiuses first, instead of trying to take these guys on. You have to be careful, because if you mistime that Gladius can hit you. And so if you saw there, I did the Stinger and Double Trigger, and I sent both of them just flying, which is not what I wanted to do. I wanted to just do the damage. See, so here it doesn't, but then the other time it does. So it's a little wonky in my eyes. And so there's one, or at least maybe two more Gladiuses here in the room. Once I take them out, I'm going to start focusing on the Angelos. Now at this point we can have a little sigh of relief, except for this one that escaped. And that's it. Somehow we managed to get through it. Haven't gotten touched yet, so all is going according to plan. And as with the first time you walk through here, is with Nero, you want to get that stool and then hide in the middle, where previously the Yamato was kind of just hovering around the broken pieces. I'm here trying to be a little stylish and take out these barrels with rapid fire from the shotgun. I forgot what it's called. Fireworks, I think it's what it's called. Where you just spin around like nunchucks. It's cool, but not very useful. Hell in hell mode, unfortunately. Looks awesome though. And so once you're done here, we're going to be basically going backwards. Now, I did mention in a previous video that there was a trick to defeating the Angelos, and that was it right there. You hit him with the prop shredder, and then you try and follow it with the real impact. Unfortunately, I can't land that one right there, but the first one I was able to do pretty well. That's an excellent trick to get rid of these guys very quickly. And it kind of seems by now I'm getting into the groove of playing with Dante. You know, in real time, it had been, you know, much more than a few missions, because, you know, I'd get halfway through a mission and then die, you know, redo it. So at this point, from what I've recorded, you know, I'd spent a good amount of time, switched over to Dante, and really gotten the hang of using him again. And make sure you hit that little spot. And right in this section, you'll get some more Angelos that show up, and we got the boss boy right there in white. And so, if I remember correctly, on this part, I have Lucifer out because I had planned to throw back their little ball of energy they do. Because if you throw the rose at the right time, it can actually reflect that dark energy ball that they sometimes do. So I had it out trying to get them to do that, but they didn't want to do it. So I definitely wanted to be a little stylish for you guys since we're on Hell in Hell mode. I thought that would have been pretty cool, but I couldn't get the enemies to do that attack, so I just abandoned it and I just go to plan B, which is just smash. So here, from this point on, we're just going to proceed with the plan to just destroy them and see if they can do it. They don't, and so this is the okay. Just we're going to forget about it. And this is awkward. And we're back. Welcome back, guys. Got a new fresh controller and dry controller because it's not so sweaty. You know, fortunately the game pauses for you when that happens. That would have been a real bummer if they kept playing, and I would have gotten killed for sure. But, you know, like I said before, you know, I don't mind sharing with you exactly what happens. This is definitely, you know, not the most perfect and precise playthrough. It's just your average Joe trying to get through the game. Now here I kind of alternate between the Alto Angel and the Bianco one. Of course, we all know that the Bianco won't last long, so I take him out. Now at this point, it's just trying to get him to be vulnerable to my prop shredder attack. But unfortunately, he keeps moving around, and when he's not moving, he's trying to swipe at me. So I'm trying to get him so I can knock him down. He's just very persistent. Let's keep peppering him with shotgun shells to kind of stagger him a little bit. And I think I have him, but he pulls up his shield. So you really have to catch him or get behind him when you do it. One good trick to do is, instead of doing the trickster, when he lunges at you, just jump up and then land back down and then do it. I was too focused on using trickster, which evades the attack, but it puts me out of range of hitting him with that shredder attack. So I think I pick up on that towards the end of the game. But once you get through that, you want to make sure you start heading back up this area. Make sure to stop by those platforms because there are some barrels that you want to hit up before you get all the way to the top. And just a few. And this is definitely another one of those long levels, so we'll be best buds by the end of the video because we spent so much time together already. So there are a couple more up here, and this should be the last platform before all the way at the top. And that's that's it. We can start heading back towards inside Fortuna Castle. Long corridor, dramatic entrance. Alright, so now once you're here, we're going to start heading back outside. We're going to go through Fortuna Castle, of course, in the Grand Hall. You will be surprised to know that this time I take my advice from the last video and I show you guys how to get it. And there you go. You got that extra jump. And that's about as easy as pie to get it. Now, once you're down here, you want to destroy these chairs and the benches. I like to use Yamato. You can do it however you want. And, you know, if you were swiping around, it might end up taking the same amount of time. So, whichever combo you wish to do, definitely use it here. You get the long, we got the short one. Long attack, and then another short attack. And that's it. Grab the orbs and we are out. We're leaving this castle for good. Never coming back. Unless we decide to play through this level again, of course. And so once we exit out, we want to head over this bridge area. I wish they would have expanded more on the area around the castle. But at the same time, I thought it's alright. It's not so bad. Now this part. There's really no easy way to get through this part quickly from what I've discovered. These guys, you know, by themselves, they're not too bad. But when you have like 7 or 8 of them, they're very annoying. And you'll see why they can be pretty annoying. And of course, the same rules apply with these enemies. You can't drag on the fight too long. You can't focus too much on one because they'll shoot you from all, it seems like every angle. And so I think by now I've managed to take out maybe one of the doggos. And look at all this. And I thought I had baited all of them, but apparently there was one waiting in the mist for me. So we definitely take out another one. So we're doing damage, but not quick enough in my opinion. I've always thought this section of the level kind of dragged on a little bit, but you do have to get through it, which means defeating these guys. So jumping around, shooting them, and then just of course evading. Now you can use Devil Trigger to do the Stinger move. You can spam it a little bit if you want. Since I know there's a boss later on in the level, I try and reserve it. But, you know, don't feel too bad if you use it here, because this part it's pretty annoying. And we are down to the last doggo. Once he's by himself, there's no hope for him. Yeah. But now we can do the million stabs attack because we don't have to worry about anyone else shooting us. Alright, and once you finish up that fight, you want to make sure to head on top of these pillars to get these secret orbs. Boom. And then we can start heading out back towards the mining district, where you fight a burial once more. Who, by the way, when I first played this game, I remember the demo came out for Devil May Cry 4 on the PS3. And I thought he was the most badass looking character, especially boss. Now I know Final Fantasy has had its run of pretty cool looking villains, but I thought Burial just took the cake because how tall he was. And on top of that, the graphics at the time were really, really good. And engulfed in flames. It's like a big giant Charizard, you know, with who fused with a Minotaur or something. So, awesome. But definitely once you head back this way, that's where we're going to start heading towards. And then we take a little detour for this little red orb over here. So when you go to this part, you're not going to quite get there yet because you do have to go to the caves, the mining area. But he is definitely waiting for you on the other side. So at this part, we're pretty fortunate since we don't have to try and jump around, grab those things. I think that's why they put the portals or the jumpers. But there is this little orb fountain over here on the side, kind of hidden. You definitely want to stop by and grab it before you keep on moving, just in case 475,000 orbs isn't enough for you. You need a little bit more. But it does, I think, it does count towards your red orb count at the end of the game. So we'll see. If I have a high count, we'll just say that. We'll agree to disagree that it does. And here he is, Burial. So whenever I fight him, I always start off with the charge. But you saw the attack that did. Now I always wait for the second level of it to do as much damage as possible. I do pop into double trigger mode to do just a little bit of extra damage. Now with Burial, it's a little tricky because when you do a lot of damage to him, he does lose his flame, and he has an attack to bring it back. Now when he recharges it, it's got a pretty good area of attack. So if you do get hit by it, you do lose a little bit. So it's best method is just keep your distance a little bit. Don't get too close unless you can react pretty well. Because you'll see I get a little too close to him later on in the fight, and I don't dodge quickly. I'm sure you can guess what happens. But at this point, I'm just trying to keep my distance, hitting him with these attacks and the charge beam, the laser beam from Pandora, since they do definitely a lot more damage than just regular pistols. And it staggers them at the same time too. Now the only problem with that is it doesn't do enough damage quickly to bring it off the shield. Fire. His flame shield. And boom. So, definitely don't try and attack him from the back or the side, because he does have a habit of doing that. You want to try and stay in front of him, where you can see him getting ready for the next attack, and then read it. So I like to use Trickster and teleport up around his face area, and just hit him with a combo between the Swordmaster with Rebellion and then Umater. Now this part is a little disheartening because I get his shield all the way down, and I try to hit him with a real impact, but for some reason it recharges right before I'm about to hit him. So I lose out on that potentially stylish finish. So we'll just have to do this the old way, old-fashioned way, with guts and brawn. Wait for him to attack, dodge, and then counter attack. This way we know what's going to happen. And he's out. I wish Lucifer was stronger. But once you're done with that and you beat him, you head on down to this area and you will be done with the mission. So this wraps it up. Another long mission. Definitely need your endurance, but 99% on orb, so I will go ahead and say that the orb fountain does count. As always, guys, hope this guide helped you. Hope you picked up some of the tricks, and we'll be looking to pick off on the next one as we get closer towards the end of Devil May Cry 4. Take care, guys.